my name is Jacqueline Bailey, and I'm with Siemens Ultrasound. And today I'm going to discuss the proper positioning for an automated breast volume ultrasound exam. In this short video, I will demonstrate how to properly position the patient, apply the coupling lotion, and correctly position the transducer pod in yourself to ensure the most accurate volume acquisition. To start, I'm going to position the patient. Positioning is the most important step in acquiring the Abvs images. Now, once I position the patient for the first view on the right breast, the patient will maintain that same position throughout all three views. I'm now going to roll the patient away from me and place an angled sponge behind her back. The sponge supports the patient and helps minimize movement during the acquisition. Now I will place the patient's arm in such a way that allows the majority of the breast tissue to be imaged, and sometimes the arm will be completely up or partially up or even down by her side. Just keep in mind that the breast tissue should not be pulled away from the center of the breast. Now, to verify the proper position, I will go to the end of the bed and look to make sure that the nipple is pointed towards the ceiling and the breast tissue is evenly distributed. I'm now ready to apply the coupling lotion. We use an ultrasound lotion instead of a gel, mainly because it has fewer air bubbles, but it also helps reduce artifacts and allows for a smoother movement of the transducer. I apply a generous amount of lotion over the breast and a little extra on the nipple to help reduce the inherent nipple artifacts. In order to spread the lotion evenly, I use a tongue depressor, a small sponge, or sometimes I just spread it with my fingertips. However, the tongue depressor appears to be the best way because it spreads the lotion evenly while not rubbing it in. And once again, I will add extra to the nipple area. Now please remember that this is ultrasound and imaging artifacts still exist. Therefore, it is very important that we have good coverage over the entire breast. For the first AP view, I'm going to bring the transducer pod across her body and center it over the breast. Using the pink arrow in the middle of the transducer as a guide, I center over the breast, but not necessarily the nipple, and sometimes the nipple is not the center of the breast. I lock the transducer pod in place and apply a small amount of compression, and that's usually no more than 1 to 2 steps. And I do this using the automatic compression button. On the touchscreen monitor, I can watch to make sure that I maintain good coverage. And as you can see here, in the center of the image, I have the dark shadow, which is the nipple shadow. This also shows me that I have good coverage from the lateral aspect to the medial aspect of this breast. Now that I've completed the right AP, I'm going to transition to the right lateral. Once again, I do not move the patient, I just apply a little more lotion. I will use the lotion that's on the medial aspect of the breast and spread it over the lateral aspect of the breast to ensure adequate contact. And once again, I will add extra to the nipple area. Now, on most patients, I will position the arm up so that I'm able to get into the axillary region to acquire most of the axillary tail of the breast. It's critical that I do not put the arm up too high because it will pull the breast tissue away from the breast. So ideally, I will move it just enough so that I have the breast tissue evenly distributed. I take the transducer now and I use it as a paddle. I position the outer edge of the transducer pod along with her mid-axillary line. Notice that I am in line with her body, not against it. I place the transducer pod on her breast and I push the breast tissue away from me, slowly rolling it down. I lock it in place and I add a little compression to maintain that contact. Looking again at the monitor, I can once again see how I have great coverage, this time from the lateral portion to the medial portion of the breast. Now I am ready to acquire the last view, which is the right medial. Once again, I apply a little more lotion over the nipple area and take the lotion from the lateral aspect and apply it to the medial aspect. For this view, I position her arm down. Now notice how placing the arm down really pulls the breast tissue back down evenly over her body. Just to reiterate, patient positioning is highly dependent on the patient's body habitus and breast size. This time I'm going to take the transducer pod and position my hands underneath the handles. This is so I can get a better grip on the pod and actually use it as a paddle. I place the pod on her sternum and I line it up with the middle of her chest. Again, this is angled with her body, not against it. I center it over her breast and slowly pull the tissue towards me while simultaneously rolling the transducer down. I lock the pod into position and add a little pressure. Now, it is common to not have contact over the lateral aspect of the breast. This is perfectly fine for this view because I'm mainly interested in the medial aspect over as far as I can get. When I position for the medial aspect of the right breast or the lateral view of the left breast, the best hand position is underneath the handles, grasping the back of the pod. When I do this, you can see how my shoulders are relaxed and comfortable as I pull the breast tissue towards me. Notice what happens when I position my hands in the incorrect manner. When I place them up in front, I now have to bring my shoulders up and tilt them in order to ready the pod to be used as a paddle. This is a very uncomfortable position to be in. Now that I've completed all 3 views of the right breast, the system automatically transitions me to the left breast using the EasyScan protocols. As you can see here on the screen, the system is automatically set up for the left AP view. Now please remember, it is not necessary to move to the opposite side of the bed to position for the left breast. The most efficient way to acquire the views of the left breast is really from the right side of the bed. This concludes the short video demonstration. Thank you very much for your time.